Here with us today. It is such an honor to celebrate the opening of this incredible new facility and the awesome achievement that it represents for so many of our team members and also for our community. The new Reese chocolate processing plant is the first new manufacturing facility constructed in Dairy Township in more than 30 years. It's Hershey's first fully digitally integrated manufacturing facility with high levels of automation, exemplifying the next step in our digital manufacturing roadmap. But even a state-of-the-art facility still needs people to run it. And as part of our Reese's campus, the RCP currently employs nearly 100 people, with plans for additional workforce to be added as our operations scale. So now, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our speakers and guests. First of all, Governor Josh Shapiro, U.S. Representative Scott Perry, State Senator Patty Kim, State Representative Tom Mahaffey, Dauphin County Commissioner Mike Prees, Dairy Township Supervisors Natalie Nutt, Carter Wyckoff, Rick Zamuda, and Dom Giovanniello. Mr. Ryan Ahmet, representing Senator Dave McCormick, and Executive Deputy Secretary Mike Hanna from the Department of Community and Economic Development. Thank you all for your support of the Hershey Company and for joining us today. And with that, I'd like to welcome Pennsylvania's 48th Governor, Josh Shapiro, to the podium. Thank
you. All right. I hope everybody's having a good, sweet morning here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And let me thank Michelle for welcoming me back to Hershey here today and for your leadership over this wonderful, iconic company over the last decade and even more. You know that the Hershey Company is obviously beloved around the world, and as the governor of the Commonwealth, I am very proud that you continue to call this the sweetest place on earth, and that you call Pennsylvania home for just that. Hershey is, of course, one of Pennsylvania's great companies. You are supportive of local farmers, you sustain local jobs, and you bring joy to visitors from all over the world who come here to Hershey. I also want you to know you sustain me through my very long days, because on every desk that I have, I've got a bowl of those dark chocolate Hershey Kisses. I'm told dark chocolate's a little healthier than the milk chocolate, and so that sustains me throughout my day. I also don't want to lose sight of the fact that you do really meaningful philanthropic work to give more kids an opportunity here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and we are really grateful for that. I think it is particularly good and meaningful for me to be here today, given the events of this past weekend, to celebrate the growth of this iconic company. I know it's easy to look at the world and see the people who are trying to tear things down. Today we're here to celebrate a great company that is building things up and creating dreams and opportunity for so many people here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They're opening up this new processing facility, which is going to create 125 new jobs right here in our Commonwealth. Opportunity to make people's lives better. This is the kind of things that we are proud of here in the Commonwealth, and the kind of work I'm proud to do as your governor. You see, this new chocolate processing facility is the newest manufacturing site that they have built in Hershey in about 3 decades. And while obviously Hershey is home, when you've got a huge multinational corporation like Hershey and a competitive marketplace out there, it's true that Hershey could have chosen to be anywhere for this new facility, but instead they chose to invest $1 billion to expand their footprint right here at home in Pennsylvania. That is a big deal. It is a point of pride for us, and we are grateful that you have doubled down on your commitment to Pennsylvania. We know in the Commonwealth that sometimes assisting our businesses requires an investment of dollars or an incentive to get a company to be here. We also know how important it is to work with our partners in the legislature to be able to offer those incentives to different businesses. And I want to say a special thanks to Senator Patty Kim and Representative Tom Mahaffey, who have made sure that we could lead on economic development, again, because of their hard work and their investment. But I want you to know, in this case, it wasn't about an incentive or about writing a check. It was about making sure our Commonwealth could move at the speed of business, could move at the speed that Hershey was moving at, and to make sure that they had the permits in place to build this state-of-the-art chocolate processing facility. We took our GSD mindset together with the great dedication at Hershey, and we were able to approve these permits in record time. They got these permits faster than ever, and it is an example of how we've trimmed all the wait times for our permits across Pennsylvania, reducing the backlog of permits at DEP by 88%. And a special thanks to DEP because they had DEP permits at this facility. Getting business licenses done, not in the 8 weeks it took the day I got sworn in as your governor, but now just in 2 days. This is an example of Pennsylvania moving at the speed of business to make that happen. And I want to thank the Office of Transformation and Opportunity, the Department of Community and Economic Development, led by Secretary Seiger, and the Department of Environmental Protection, led by Secretary Shirley, for speeding up the process here and getting it done. We're going to continue to move at the speed of business. We're going to continue to work to get stuff done. And we're going to continue to build things up in Pennsylvania by working in coordination with great, iconic companies like Hershey. I want to thank them for the work that they do to support not just the 6,000 direct jobs here at Hershey, but I want to thank them for having a reach far beyond the people that walk through these walls every day. You know, obviously the delicious chocolate they make requires a whole lot of milk in order to bring that chocolate to my desk and other tables across America and across the world. In fact, they rely on 400 million pounds of milk every day. I cite that as just one example of their far reach. They're putting our dairy farmers to work. They are sustaining the families of our dairy farmers, and that is a big deal. Hershey has a huge reach to our farmlands, to our corporate centers, and well beyond, and we are thankful that Hershey has chosen Pennsylvania to be its home over so many years. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to grow here in Pennsylvania. Thank you for helping so many people prosper, and we will continue to be your partners in progress. It takes a team to do this work, a team in the private sector led by Hershey, and a team of public officials and public servants dedicated to your success. We have many of them here today to share a few words with you. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce one of those public officials, our leader in the federal government, Congressman Scott Perry. Thank you.
What an awesome day. I know it's chilly. You're sitting in the shade. It's cold. You're like, can you please hurry up? Let's get through this. Let's get inside. Let's get some chocolate. Good morning. I'm Congressman Scott Perry. Really proud and honored to represent the sweetest place on earth. And I remind my colleagues, all 435 of them in the House, 434 of them, of that on a pretty much a regular basis. I think the governor, you and I'm probably the older of the two of us, so I'm going to take credit for eating more chocolate for longer. And if you come to my house, you'll know that I come from a long line of chocoholics, my wife and my two daughters. And so we're here to promote the cause, both figuratively and literally. And of course, I represent in the 10th District all things Hershey, the headquarters, the plant. I gotta say, 30 years, you forget how fast this time goes, right? The plant up on the hill. And as a guy who's driven up and down the highway and watched this whole thing come together, you know, knowing at some point, because asking, there's going to be chocolate bars up on the wall there. It's so awesome, right? It's so awesome. And to realize, look, I did a tour, 70 million kisses a day. Like, who's he? I'm like trying to do, the governor's trying to do his part. We're trying, but that's a lot of kisses. And then you find out, what is it? 5.4 billion Reese's, like a year. That's enough to go around the earth 10 times. And look, we have them in my household too. Somehow somebody eats one. Like, who does that? There's two. You gotta eat them all. Look, I think the big news here is that it's a significant investment. As the governor said, you could have gone anywhere and you chose to be here, and we're very, very grateful for the jobs, for the commitment to this community and to this effort, and to Milton Hershey's legacy, which was not only about chocolate, but was about community, about philanthropy, and about doing good for our community. This embodies that significant investment, that commitment. We're so proud to be with you, and we thank you. We thank you for bringing this to us. And with that, let me see. Yes, Senator. I know we're supposed to recognize, or we're supposed to do this ourselves, but who cannot?
Good morning, everyone. I cannot feel my toes, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I am State Senator Patty Kim. I'm proud to represent the 15th Senate District that includes, of course, Hershey. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate the opening of the new Reese chocolate processing plant. Pennsylvania is fortunate to have the Hershey Company here for over 130 years. Your corporate headquarters, manufacturing plants, and Hershey's Chocolate World are just down the street from the Capitol in my district. The Reese Chocolate Processing Plant will produce delicious chocolate for many of the Hershey's iconic brands like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I just learned that the Reese plant right next door produces about 15 million Reese's Peanut Butter Cups per day. My office probably consumes half of that per day. We have no self-control. I am grateful for the new jobs in my district. Thank you, Michelle. These are important, highly skilled manufacturing jobs that do not require a college degree, but provide families sustaining wages to our constituents. Thank you for continuing to improve the lives of my constituents, for making the 15th district the sweetest place on earth. Thank you so much. And I'd like to introduce my colleague in the House, Representative Tom Mahaffey.
Thank you, Senator. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 106th District. I'm Representative Tom Mahaffey, and this is the sweetest district on earth. The Senator and I, we can share that together now in the 15th and the 106th, and of course the Congressman, and of course it is the sweetest place on earth. Michelle, Jason, Nicole, Ryan, John, thank you for hosting this today. This is a remarkable endeavor. Doing this and bringing manufacturing back to the district, keeping manufacturing in the district is so, so important, and here in the Commonwealth. And I can't tell you how important that is to us as politicians to know that you're willing to invest as much as we are in the Commonwealth. So that is a wonderful thing. As a business owner, I will tell you the number one asset to any company is their employees. Thank you to all the employees at the Hershey Company. Thank you for what you do on a day in and day out basis. Thank you for the tours. We enjoy that. And thank you for the chocolate and making this the sweetest district on earth, because without you, we don't have chocolate, and that is so, so important. This doesn't happen, though, without talking about the state candy. I introduced this candy. I introduced this bill, House Bill 1030, and I've introduced this probably about 6 years ago from a group of young ladies, not here in Hershey, but Bucks County. And the KISS committee they were 8th graders, and it was a social studies and civics class that they tried to come up with something, and they came up with the state candy, and they called me, and I thought, well, what a great idea, let's help these kids go through this. This is the hardest bill to get passed. I swear to goodness, I don't understand it, and I know the governor is all about signing it. You get it. Patty and I did it last year in the House together. We co-primed it, and now that she's in the Senate, we hope we can get that thing pushed over the hill. We would be the first state in the United States that would have the state candy, and I think that's really something special. But this is legacy. This is about Milton and Catherine Hershey. They saw a vision many, many years ago, and they thought, their small little kiss would be something special, and it surely is. But what it does is it takes care of, children, disadvantaged children are getting something that they would have never got before, an education, an opportunity for success. And if you talk to anybody that attended or was a student of, and they're called MILTs, at Milton Hershey School, I think that's really, really important to understand what this candy does, and I say it all the time. But now they've even taken it one step further, and now they have the Catherine Hershey School. And that's a step where kids, early childhood learning centers are now going to be available just as the school is elementary, middle school, and high school for other children. I think that's going to put a lot of children ahead of the game. So we're really excited about this. So thank you so much. Thank you for what you've done. And I can't tell you how lucky I am to represent the sweetest place on earth. Thank you so much. I'd like to introduce Commissioner Mike Priest.
Thank you. Hold your applause, please. This is one of those rare days when the weatherman got it right. Greetings from the capital county. The legacy of Milton Snavely Hershey, Catherine Hershey, and H.B. Reese is alive and well today as the chocolate company adds another jewel to its crown while bringing family-sustaining jobs to Chocolatetown, USA. The Hershey Company remains the economic engine driver for the entire region, and it's quite fitting that our CEO, Michelle Buck, grew up right here in central Pennsylvania as this world-class organization soars to new heights under her and her team's leadership. And to steal a line from the esteemed governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, she gets things done. At this time, I'd like to present the following proclamation into the record. We, the Dauphin County Board of Commissioners, join the community in celebrating the new Reese chocolate processing plant in Hershey. Whereas the Hershey Company is inspired by the principles of togetherness, integrity, making a difference, and excellence for over 130 years, they have made lasting memories for people around the world with their beloved brands. Whereas this plant is Hershey's first new chocolate manufacturing facility in over 30 years and will increase chocolate making capabilities, ensure operational flexibility, and has already employed 100 individuals. Whereas the facility named after Reese's founder, H.B. Reese, will make the delicious chocolate used to produce the Hershey Company's iconic brands such as Reese's, Kit Kat, and of course, the Hershey's bar. Whereas this site also marks a great achievement, as it is the Hershey Company's first fully integrated digital manufacturing facility as part of the recent $1 billion investment in supply chain and manufacturing, and it's right here in Dauphin County. Therefore, we proudly join the 290,000 residents of Dauphin County in applauding the continued improvements the Hershey Company exhibits and their positive impact on our community. And we do hereby proclaim April 16th as Reese Chocolate Processing Plant Day in Dauphin County. And at this time, it is my privilege to introduce the chair of the Dairy Township Board of Supervisors, Natalie Nutt. Natalie?
Thank you. Good morning. I am Natalie Nutt, chair of the Dairy Township Board of Supervisors, and it's an honor to be here today to celebrate the opening of the new Hershey manufacturing plant here in Dairy Township. Dairy Township is incredibly fortunate to be the birthplace of the Hershey Company and proud to have been its home for the past 131 years. The fabric of our community is deeply intertwined with the economic strength and the philanthropic spirit the Hershey Company has shared with us for more than a century. Our board was pleased to work alongside the Hershey Company as it planned and successfully executed the construction of this new facility. The building itself radiates Hershey pride, from the limestone that echoes the original factory and headquarters to the iconic Hershey bar-shaped panels that line the facade. We are especially pleased with the additions made to our recreation trail network and commend the Hershey engineers for proactively addressing stormwater management issues even beyond the scope of this construction project. On behalf of the Dairy Township Board of Supervisors and our residents, I thank the Hershey Company for your continued investment, for creating new opportunities, and for being such a meaningful part of our communities, past, present, and future. Thank you.
I need John and Ryan. Nicole, you're next.